Should I read it, or do you want to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
All right. Item SCP-4158, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1458 is to be kept in an 8-meter by 10-meter cell in a heavy containment zone. The cell is to be fitted by a 5-meter trough on the east wall of the cell. SCP-4158 is to be shed of its excess mass and have its cell cleaned once every week unless the test is being conducted. X-rays are to be performed on SCP-4158 before and after shearing. The resulting meat is to be incinerated. SCP-4158 is to be fed a diet of raw beef, hay, wood, and brick. Constant monitoring is not necessary, though Charlie must be checked at a minimum of 3 times a day. In a scenario where growth cannot be regulated, the object class is to be reevaluated. Description: SCP-4158 is a bovine-esque creature measuring up to 3.4 meters tall and 5 meters long at the time of writing. Its skin is thin, appearing translucent and ripping easily. SCP-4158 is partially blind and has a bulbous head that lacks the features of a bovine, which it shares an alleged lineage. Charlie is sentient and docile, not acknowledging personnel during feeding or cleaning of its cell. SCP-4158 does not produce excrement. Charlie is constantly growing in size and weight. As such, excess meat must be sheared off every week. Testing has shown that limiting the diet of SCP-4158 does not limit its growth. Additional testing has shown that any meat that has been removed from Charlie does not display the same constant growth. The meat produced in SCP-4158 is USDA utility grade beef and has shown no anomalous properties. Despite this, the resulting meat is to be incinerated as a cautionary measure. When SCP-4158 is not sheared of its excess mass, new features begin to form, including limbs, genitalia, and in rare cases, organs. The anomaly and placement of exterior growths are seemingly random. At its largest, Charlie grew up to be 8.5 meters tall and 9.8 meters long, featuring 7 legs, 4 stomachs, 2 penises, 5 testicles, 3 tongues, before the Foundation disallowed further growth. Testing was halted after SCP-4158 began showing evidence of neural tissue generation. Oh, brain tissue! SCP-4158 was found in Judson, Indiana in the morning of December 16, 2004. Calls to animal control were made by multiple residents about a large cow with mange roaming by Highway 17. 2 animal control officers were sent to investigate the reports. Upon discovery of Charlie, the animal control officers contact the local police department at 9:39. A Foundation plant contacted Site 64 to send containment specialists to transport it. Class A amnestics were administered to the animal control officers, and the case was closed, reporting it to being a cow with mange that was put down at the scene. SCP-4158 was transported to Site 64 at 12:46 with no resistance from the SCP. Containment specialists tracked the origin of Charlie to a slaughterhouse by the name of Butcher's Block, where one employee, Barney Mossman, and the manager, Jeff Fine, were found and taken to the Foundation's custody. One more employee, Rory Gildson, was later found at his residence at redacted after calling in sick that day. All 3 persons were taken to Site 64 for questioning. Interview log. At December 17th, 2004. Interviewed: Barney Mossman. Interviewer: Dr. Reeves. Your name is Barney Mossman, correct? Barney Mossman. Barney Mossman nods his head in confirmation. Let the record show that Mr. Mossman nodded his head in confirmation. Come on, man. What am I here for? Mr. Mossman, I'm sure you've been told, but you're here for questioning about the large bovine creature that allegedly belongs to your employer. You mean Big Charlie? Is that the name of the bovine or your employer? It's the cow. I didn't choose it. He was already named it when I started working there a couple years ago. So you don't know the origin of it? No, man, I don't know anything. Anything at all? Well, I mean, all I know is that we fed it hay, but it just eats whatever it's around like wood and bricks, and sometimes the other cows. How long have you had this creature? I told you, man, I don't know. I've been working there for about 4 years, and they already had him when I started working there. They told me to never tell anyone about him. Interesting. So why did you keep it alive and not slaughter it? Fucking beats me, man. I only ever fed the damn thing. They would never tell me. Oh, right. Well, is there anything else you can tell me? Nope. I barely ever got to see him. I just sometimes shove hay in his pen. He ain't my department. I'm a custodian. Okay, so where were you when the thing escaped your employee's possession? I was at home because it was night. And what were you doing? Well, I was just on my computer like until 11 and then I went to sleep. That's it. You can look at my internet history. I swear, that's where I was. And what happened the next morning when you came into work and he was gone? I was late that morning because I was up late the night before. Mr. Fine went fucking nuts, saying either me or Rory had sold him out to the competitors. Which I'm pretty sure ain't a thing since we're like the only one in 1,000 miles. Do you know any way they could have escaped? No way, man. That pen he's in's the sturdiest pen I've ever seen in my life. Only someone with the keys could have opened it. Do you think that Rory Gilson or Jeff Fine could have sold him or something? No way, man. Those two love that thing. Rory treats it like his son or something, and Mr. Fine would never. Elaborate as why Mr. Fine wouldn't. I don't know, man. He treats the thing like an idol or something. Like I said, they never told me why they kept him, so I don't really know why, but I do know that he would never. Would Rory Gilson know? Probably. If you want to know anything about Big Charlie, you ask him. I just feed him, but Rory cleans him and gives him checkups and shit. Well, all right then, Mr. Mawson. I guess if that's all you can tell us, then we're done here. End log. And then there's another interview, also the same day, December 17th, 2004. Oh, this was with Dr. Reed. Oh, no, this is with Dr. Gilson. Sorry. The interviewer is Dr. Reeves. The interviewed is Rory Gilson. Okay. Can you do Rory's voice this time?
Sure.
Right? Thank you. All right. Again. Your name is Rory Gilson, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, let's start the interview.
Okay.
So what can you tell me about the cow?
Well, what do you want to know?
Let's start at the beginning. What was that thing?
Well, So do I, because I better know myself. We bought a pregnant cow for someone like two for the price of one, and one day the calf just fell out of the mama cow, like just ripped through its chest. It didn't have an umbilical cord and it wasn't moving, so we thought it was dead. It also looked fucking disgusting. We hauled it out, but the next morning had some point woken up and tried to get in the barn. We thought this little guy is fucked. Maybe someone will want to buy him for some scientific study or freak show. So we took it inside.
How long ago was this?
It was 9 years ago. We tried getting rid of him by posting an ad in the newspapers, but...
Wait, an ad about selling the creature?
Yeah.
Editor's note: the ad was successfully redacted from all public records. Okay, let's continue.
What?
Nothing. Just continue.
Alright. Well, we placed the ad, but nobody would buy it, so we decided that it was just a waste to keep it, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea to release into the wild, because we didn't know what it is, and doing that could fuck up the ecosystem or something. So we decided to finally put it out of its misery. So we got the cattle gun and placed it right between its beady freaking eyes, and pulled the trigger. There was a thunk sound, but nothing happened.
And you're sure the gun wasn't compromised in any way?
Yeah, and when we tried again, it just ended up breaking the gun. So we decided to try slitting his throat and leaving it there, but it barely bled. So next we tried to just completely cutting out its throat, but it still didn't seem to affect him at all. We decided to try and butcher it right there, where it stood, but it didn't even react. When we were done, it was practically a skeleton. We wanted to get something out of this purchase, so we decided to just pack the meat in with the rest and hope no one would notice.
How did you know the meat wasn't toxic or something?
We didn't, but a couple days later we realized that he had grown back most of what we cut off him. We cut off some more and then tried it ourselves. It didn't taste any different from normal meat. It was like a miracle. One cow that just eats anything in front of it and produces infinite meat. Of course, we still have other cows kind of show, so that people don't get curious where our meat comes from. But they don't like Big Charlie. If they get too close and Charlie gets too hungry, he'll eat them. But we don't really care. He'll produce enough meat to cover both of them.
Fascinating. Is there anything else you can tell me?
He's sterile.
Okay, is there anything else?
Well, not really. That's all there is to say. But you can't take him from us. He's our private property, and since he is the only reason we ain't out of a job, you legally can't take him away.
Of course.
I looked it up.
Do you have any idea how it escaped your possession?
No way. Barney always locks up good, and that pen is the strongest pen I've ever seen. There's no way he could have broken it, and Mr. Fine will never let that happen.
Is that so? And do you know why?
Well, I assume it's because he provides for us. He's the reason we've got a job. It's also probably more than that. I think he thinks of him like his pet or something. He loves Big Charlie.
Interesting. Is there anything else you would like to say?
I guess not. When will I get to see Big Charlie again?
You won't. Thank you for cooperating. I believe we're done here. All right, December 18th, the next day. Interview log. Dr. Reeves is now interviewing Jeff Fine. Want to do Jeff?
Sure.
All right. Sorry, my throat is not up to doing more voices for some reason.
You're fine.
You are Jeff Fine, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are the owner of Butcher Block Slaughterhouse,
Yes.
the business that your employees claim housed and fed the bovine creature.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
I bought a pregnant cow from some guy. Eventually gave birth, and that was Big Charlie.
I know about the birth and the way you would shear the flesh off of it. Is there anything else you can tell me?
We tried to sell it thinking someone ought to want to study it something, but nobody would touch him. I told the boys to put him down, but the cattle gun wouldn't even crack his skull. So they tried to cut him up where he stood. Next couple of days, while we were waiting for him to die, we noticed that he had regrown himself, so we decided to keep this blessing.
Okay, and what were you doing in the night of December 12th, 2004, when the creature escaped?
I was just praying.
To who, when, and where?
What do you need to know?
Mr. Fine, answer the question.
To Big Charlie.
Oh?
I've done it every night since we received him.
And why is that?
You heard what they said. He feels no pain. You can't kill him. He provides for us. He is our savior.
So why would you think to pray to him?
I just felt something when I was around him. I could tell that he wanted to make this sacrifice for us. Ever since he tried to get into the barn after we threw him out like heartless bastards, I knew that he cared for us.
And how do you pray to him?
I would open his pen, take off my clothes so that I was pure before him, lay down and receives his blessings.
And how do you do that?
I drink his blood. He doesn't need it, but his heart pumps and produces blood for us.
And how come you never told your friends about him?
I know that Charlie wouldn't like them. I've seen how he reacts when they are near him compared to me. He still provides for them, but I am the only one who he allows to receive his personal blessings.
And so this time it ran past you and escaped?
Yes, but he couldn't have been escaping. He must have had a goal.
Had he ever shown signs of that kind of behavior before?
No, not at all. I don't know why he would do that, but it has to be for a reason. We can't all know what those who know better than us are thinking.
And has this prayer to it ever worked for you?
Big Charlie doesn't just answer all prayers willy-nilly. He knows what's best for us.
So that's a no.
How dare you question Big Charlie? He knows what's best for all of us. I'm done here. I don't need to keep answering questions like this.
Hey, we're not done here until I say so. Sit back down.
Let me out. I need to see Big Charlie. I need to see if he's safe.
Mr. Fine, sit down. Jeff Fine attempts to flip the interview table. Jeff Fine is tranquilized by the security guard on duty. God damn it, and log. It is. Also, that was the perfect voice for Jeff Fine. I always thought he was kind of creepy.
Figured.
I guess you thought so too. You gave him like the perfect voice.
I gave them a voice of a cultist I did in the past.
It is currently not believed Jeff Fine's worshipping of SCP-4158 is due to any anomalous effect at all, as suggested by a study showing no abnormal religious or ritual practices after working with Big Charlie. At this time, there seems to be no reason to discredit any of the claims made. The workers and cows were in the possession of Butcher Block Slaughterhouse at the time they were all administered Class E amnestics. The Butcher's Block Slaughterhouse was closed under the pretense that it was due to a health code violation and employees were arrested for malpractice. The identity of the man that sold Jeff Fine the pregnant cow that birthed Big Charlie is still unknown.
It would be
So
funny.
we both think Jeff is a weird creep, right?
Yeah. It would be funny if the person who sold the cow was Trevor Henderson.
That would be, but I don't think we'll ever find out.
Yeah. Anyways, time to do the thumbnail.
I think we should do like at least a 3.
Plus,
I feel like
it's way bigger in the thumbnail than in the actual picture.
not only did they make Charlie bigger than he actually is, but they're trying to give him thought and aggression.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's a 3 or a 4.
Wait, I just realized something. In the wait, hold on. I'm gonna look back at Big Charlie for a moment. Yeah, Big Charlie has a fatter stomach too. They made it really thin.
Also, it makes him look like he has no skin at all. And while it is translucent, it's still skin. It still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they forgot to give him blind eyes. Those eyes look way too focused and sharp. He can't see.
And also, the cows don't look panicked. They're just sitting there like, oh yeah, this is fine.
I'm pretty sure even though Charlie is a cow, the fact is, animals don't accept animals when they're this malformed. They'll panic, they'll leave, they'll flee. It's not an anomalous thing. It's just a thing animals do.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why animals tend to abandon or kill their children when they're born too malformed. It's basically nature's way of getting rid of the thing they can't take care of on their own.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can save them, but the animals can't. Charlie's a bit different, but that's why it's an SCP.
Yep. Alright.
So we both agree that it's a 4?
Yeah, I agree with 4, because there's a bunch of inconsistencies.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Alright, so let's go over to the Big Charlie thing. Yep, it shows there. Let's see. No license!
What a shock! Now let's see, how much aggression do they add to a blind cow as dumb as a rock?
So let's see. So copyrighted video, no license given. Where's clickbait thumbnail? I know. What would it be clickbait thumbnail?
Yes.
Okay. That's a clickbait thumbnail. We got that. Alright. We ready?
Yeah.
Alright. In 3, 2, 1.
What?
It took 10 seconds to already give violence and gore.
I'll be right back. I feel like I need to grab some food or drink or something for me to deal with whatever the fuck is gonna happen.
I already clicked violence and gore.
Okay, that's fair, but I'll be right back. I just need to get something to help me cope with this.
I'll go intermission then.
See the shit show.
And 3, 2, 1.
Martin, have we already started?
Well, of course. And why drag out? Get started.
Well, then, My name is Vivian Adams, and this is my cameraman, Martin. We are employees of the online news outlet 7 News.
Tell me, where are we going?
For a scoop. Well, seriously. We're heading this way. There is an interesting village called Big Charlie. All I know about it is that people live there in a closed community. They have almost no contact with the
They made the SCP a village.
I think they gave him a village of cultists.
Yep.
outside world, and they also worship some strange deity.
Creepy. And how did you find out about this village?
Actually, it's a secret, but so be it. I'll tell you. I got into my boyfriend's work documents. Kyle works for some secret foundation. Actually, he forbids me to dig into his papers. You know, top secret and all that. But I'm a journalist. My job is to find what is hidden from prying eyes.
Are you sure it's not fake? That the village actually exists?
Let's check it out now. There's not much left. A couple of miles, and we're there. Damn, what is it?
Well, here we are, getting stuck somewhere in the middle of the boonies.
You know what the strangest thing is? I found these in all the wheels. Look!
As if they were deliberately scattered.
All 4 tires are punctured. We don't have that many spare wheels.
And what are we going to do?
Don't know. But wait, someone is coming. This is Mr. Brewster, and we were very lucky. Firstly, he is the owner of an auto repair shop, right?
Right.
And secondly, he lives in the village of Big Charlie. Ta-da! Martin, we're here.
Well, that's a...
Wait, hold on. The very beginning of this so far, except for the eating of meat, it follows the exact... I forgot that... It's really something. It's a movie Nicolas Cage did, and it's based off of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's following the exact sequence at the beginning. I kid you not.
God damn it. Of course. Just press play.
Mercy.
Mr. Brewster agreed to take us to the village and fix our car. Is that right?
Right.
Not a very gabby guy, but there is nowhere else to wait for help. That's how our report began. Martin and I finally got to the village. Or rather, Mr. Brewster drove us to the guest house, where we decided to stay for a few days. He took our car to his workshop and said that tomorrow it would be as good as new.
Right. It'll be ready tomorrow.
The hostess of the guest house, Mrs. Watson, showed us our rooms. Martin and I rested for a while and went to explore the village. Outwardly, it was completely ordinary, but some details suggested that all these people have some kind of common secret.
Vivian, look at this. That's gross.
And then we saw it. A statue of an incomprehensible creature stood on a small square, very similar to a cow, but only with a bird's head. Just some kind of creepiness. There was a mountain of food under the statue.
It's not a
It's like an
bird's
offering
head.
to this ugly
Yeah.
creature. Behind this absurd figure, we noticed an unusual building. It was something like a temple. Over the large doors hung images of the same strange creature. Inside there was a large room with long tables. Probably some meetings or gala dinners are held there.
What do you need here? Who are you?
This is Pastor Jeff Fine. He is the spiritual leader of the community in this village.
I'm sorry I've shouted at you. I didn't know we were having guests. But you arrived at the right time. We've been kind of waiting for you.
Really? It seemed to me that the villagers don't like visitors very much.
That's true, but we still don't mind if someone is interested in Big Charlie.
Tell me, what is it?
This is a sacred legend that all of the residents of our community believe in. No one knows exactly how it appeared. A legend says that many years ago, a
What?
calf was born to a sick cow in a backwater slaughterhouse. It was very unusual and did not look like a cow at all. The owner of the slaughterhouse decided that this would not be of any use and ordered the calf to be slaughtered. it was cut into pieces. When suddenly, an incredible thing happened. The calf's head grew a new body. It didn't die. It
What?
was a real miracle. Then it became clear that this calf was sacred, sent from above. It was named Big Charlie, and people began to take care of it. He grew up fast and ate everything that was given to him, even bricks and trash. And at the same time, meat was constantly growing on it. Lots of meat. It was cut off and consumed for food, and Big Charlie gave more and more. For the residents of our village, Big Charlie is a symbol of fertility. We believe in him and worship him.
It turns out that faith in Big Charlie feeds the residents?
That's right. The faith and a small cow farm outside the village. We sell meat to the outside world and eat it ourselves. Every evening, the whole community gathers in this temple and gives a meal in honor of the sacred Big Charlie. Come to dinner. Share a modest feast with us.
That's very kind of you, but I think I'll refuse. I'm a vegetarian.
And I don't mind a big, juicy steak.
Great. Then we will be glad to see you at our table.
What the fuck?
Brothers and sisters, let's praise Big Charlie for the food he gives us. For meat and faith. For meat and faith.
Heck, how delicious.
To each his own, Martin.
I'm pausing it because the lip syncing and voice acting don't match up, and it's bothering me. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So we're gonna click bad voice acting.
I'm going to comment that Charlie would have been born at 2003, so if he is still alive, then he would be 21. Therefore, not only does this entire story make no sense and does not align with the Foundation records, the cow is not old enough for any of this.
Yeah.
He's not been around for generations. He's a fucking cow.
Lucky you don't eat meat. I'll get more.
You can't cope with that much food anyway.
It's incredible. I agree to eat it all my life.
Are you alright? You're kind of weird.
He tasted the sacred food. However, recently the meat has become different. It's losing its taste. Brothers and sisters, Big Charlie began to starve. It's time to arrange a sacred ceremony and bring the tribute that he is so looking forward to. Tomorrow, we will feed him again. For meat and faith. Believe me, after the ceremony, the meat will become simply ambrosial.
Martin, just don't forget to film this ceremony.
I can't wait to taste the ambrosia.
Oh my gosh, they're making
The next day, I went to get Martin.
they're making the meat addictive. When it
Yeah,
just
which it does not have any property of.
yeah, it's just regular meat.
Yeah. Charlie has no special properties besides the regrowth thing and somehow staying alive.
Mhm.
And the meat does not either.
Yeah.
Martin to take pictures of the village, but suddenly I discovered that my cameraman had disappeared somewhere. The hostess of the guest house said that he had left for the ceremony in the morning. Without me? I immediately went to the temple where yesterday's dinner was held, but it was empty. Only Pastor Jeff met me.
The ceremony takes place in another temple, but it's already over. Your friend managed to film everything. Now he went with the brothers to see our farm. Don't worry and come to dinner. He'll be there by evening anyway.
It was very strange. I decided to wait for Martin and find out everything from him. I was also worried that Mr. Brewster hadn't shown up with our car yet. I decided to go to the auto repair shop and find out what's up with it. The locals told me the way. And in a few minutes, I was already in a waste ground where there was a small repair box. Strangely, it turned out to be closed. Moreover, I realized from the dusty lock that it had not been used for many years. And then something unusual caught my eye. There, behind the auto repair shop, I noticed a bunch of different cars. It was like an automobile graveyard, but where did they come from? I found various things and documents inside these cars. Apparently they were left by the owners, and all the wheels had punctured tires, in the same way as ours. I felt uneasy. What is going on in this village? I decided to call my boyfriend after all and confess everything.
Hey there, V. Where are you?
Kyle, just don't freak out. I'm in the village of Big Charlie.
Are you crazy? Why did you dig into my affairs?
I thought it would be an interesting report, and they're all insane here. I also found something suspicious. Look.
Wait a sec. I'll run the numbers to the database.
Why are there so many cars here? What's with these people? Kyle, I'm scared.
Listen to me, Vivian. You need to get out of there right away. These cars, their owners are missing. Vivian, do you hear me?
Wait, I'll call you back. And then I noticed my car. It was definitely mine. The tires are flat, and the engine has been seriously tampered with. They didn't want us to leave this place. And then I got really scared. I rushed to the guest house and quickly packed my things. Heck, where is Martin? It was necessary to find him urgently and get out of this damn place. There was no one around, and then I realized that the whole village had gathered in their temple.
Ran like hell.
I sneaked a peek inside, and damn, there was real madness in there. People, as if...
Like, you know how people in shows and movies and other things, how they sometimes act like this? You just want to run, just yell, run, you stupid fucking bitch! Like,
Yeah.
I've never met a single woman in my entire life that wouldn't beat the shit out of these people, fix a fucking car, and leave. Or steal a good car. Fucking, leave!
I like to use my short devil experience and jump on trees.
Do I just know a lot of aggressive women?
Yes.
Okay.
Possessed, greedily swallowed whole pieces of raw meat, taken away from each other. Someone was even convulsing, and then I didn't notice how the pastor appeared.
And here you are. Well, that's it. Your report ends here.
And then there was darkness. I don't know how much time passed. It took me somewhere for a long time. It seemed that we had gone beyond the village. Suddenly, I heard the heavy footsteps of some animal. It breathed hoarsely and licked its lips.
Did you want to know about Big Charlie? So behold him.
Okay, so they actually got the creature design right.
Yeah. But that means they knew that they made clickbait. That pisses me off.
No, it can't be!
I mean,
It
they
can.
made him taller than he's supposed to be, but
Yeah.
they have the design right.
Here is our breadwinner, who gives us meat and does not die. The legend I told you is true. There's just one thing I haven't told you. So that Big Charlie's meat becomes ambrosial, so that it gives healing and immortality. Sacrifices are needed.
Martin! Did you feed him to that monster?
You're out of luck. You're a vegetarian, and you couldn't taste Big Charlie's meat. But he wouldn't mind trying yours. After all, he's been hungry again.
No, let me go! I was dragged to this monster. I saw saliva seeping out of his ugly mouth. Is it really going to end like this? When suddenly, everyone heard the roar of engines. The shed doors flew out from a strong impact. An armored personnel carrier with the inscription SCP Foundation on board drove into the breach. Special Forces soldiers emerged from it. They captured all these insane people and freed me. How timely it was. And when one of the soldiers took off his mask, I saw a familiar face. It was you! That's all that happened to me! I'm really sorry that I went where I shouldn't have.
It's all right, V. It's all over.
What have you done with this creature? With Big Charlie?
We delivered it to the Foundation. Specialists are studying it.
You know, seems to me that he can somehow subdue people. Everyone who has eaten his meat begins to worship this monster.
Nonsense. Don't pay attention. Go home and rest. Yeah, and, don't tell anyone what happened. I'm glad that everything turned out well. Let me show you out.
Should be anesthetized.
She's either going to get a I'm going to guess, although they could euthanize her, like, they could be leading her to a place where they'd euthanize her, which, as in, not euthanize, but, you know, like, where they anesthetize. There we go.
Yeah.
That's the proper word. Where they could be taking her to a place where they anesthetize her and remove her memories. I think they're going to feed her to Big Charlie.
Oh no.
I'll finish my business soon and come. Tonight's dinner will be wicked good. We just need to make some preparations. Here.
Kyle, what's going on? Let me out!
I'm sorry, Vivian, but it was necessary.
Don't do this to me, Kyle! I love you!
I love you too, V. But the meat began to lose its taste.
No! No!
Big Charlie needs to eat.
This is what they did to a docile cow that can't see anything and will eat anything near it when it's hungry.
Yeah.
I hate it, thank you. I think we know this is getting a 0.
I didn't even click character removal because they did remove him.
They removed every single character. They even removed Mr. Creepy.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Remove character's size license. 4. That's everything. Core violence 4.
Deviates 4.
Alright. Only men in a video / offensiveness.
I guess it wasn't offensive, but goddamn, I felt offended on behalf of that woman, seeing how goddamn stupid she was. I feel like her sheer amount of stupidity needs like a 1 or a 2.
We can go with 1.
Have you ever met a woman that was actually like her? Have you ever met a woman who looked at people who are acting like cultist cannibals and go, you know what, I need to stay just a little longer?
So yeah, that's a 15%.
Yeah.